Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. It is currently 11 p.m. over here. I just posted a react to Neo Tarot. Hope you guys enjoy that. But I also want to set up and do one react to one of the lives that Foodie did. And I would like to thank the channel Orange Cat for capturing the live. Chantal's been going live average about 3 to 5 hours every day. Sometimes she'll go for 8 hours a day. Yesterday, she went live for a total of 8 hours straight. She just wouldn't stop. And the last few days, she's been nothing short of angry. And ever since Ramadan started, the anger has just been amping up. It is my opinion that I think part of the reason why she's so mad is because she's trying really, really hard to get a hold of Salah. But if Salah is celebrating Ramadan with his family and friends, he can't talk to Foodie right now. You know, he's around people. He can't just slip away and give her a phone call or answer her text. Or maybe he's just refusing her text or refusing her phone calls because his spirit is somewhere else. He's involved in spiritual activities, and so he doesn't want to indulge with her. So the lack of contact with Salah is making her more unhinged. And anybody who's been watching her lives, you know what I'm talking about. Like, her mouth is completely out of control. She's been making homophobic comments, transphobic comments, just being completely hateful and mean. And Chantal, I don't know if you value your kick channel, but you're really walking the line with that, aren't you? You're really tempting fate, and you're putting out into the community, do your worst. Whenever you do that, it never ends well for you, does it? It really doesn't. Like, you're really putting forth that do your worst energy, and you know what happens when that happens. So I want to sit in on her live, and I will warn you guys that the things she's about to say are completely out of control, mean, hateful. It might make you angry, very angry. I don't know if she's trying to get people angry or if she's just feeling angry and taking it out on other people. Chantal has a long history of, if she's mad at somebody, rather than just save the energy for that person, she will take it out on everybody else. Like, she will project that angry energy to everybody else except to the person she's really mad at. We've also got a lot of Twitter peeps to go over, including some pictures of Chantal out in the wild. And there's an irony to that, because Chantal's been going everywhere lately, going to the malls, going to fast food joints, filming everybody. Well, recently, she got called out at the mall for filming inside of a mall, and she had an entire rage fit about that. And she made the comment afterwards, I'm going to film whoever I want, whenever I want. And I guess that was her call to arms of, like, do your worst. And people have been catching her out in the wild. As a matter of fact, today, in today's live, she went to, was it Tim Hortons? And she knows she's not supposed to film inside Tim Hortons. She knows she's not supposed to live stream. And while she was in there, I guess somebody made the call and let them know that she was filming in there, and they told her to shut it down. And then directly after that, she went to Walmart to get some snacks. And I'll tell you what, normally she goes to Walmart and she just, putters around and looks at things. Not today. She was in and out of there with a quickness, maybe because she had her live stream going and she was afraid that people would report her inside Walmart. So it made her a bit paranoid about being called out and embarrassed again. So that's just some of the things I can tell you about the Twitter peeps. So we got some stuff to go over. Yes, we do. So let's get started with the Twitter peeps. Let's get started with it. You guys know what time it is? It is time for the Twitter peeps now. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps, and Queen Booger is behind me. She had her royal dinner, so she's just, can I help you? Hi, what are you doing? And she's maybe coming over here to be my co-host for the evening. What you doing? Hi. What? Where are you? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. You want to get underneath the covers and go to bed? I kind of feel like you do. It's about that time. She's a bit of an old lady, and she's like, Mom, I want to go to bed and snuggle with you. Well, we will after I'm done with my react. Uh-oh, I'm about to get it. There we go. Yep. Gonna be biting on me. Love bite. Ow. Sorry, I can't indulge you right now, Booger. But it's time for the Twitter peeps. Let me just make sure I am where I need to be. Yes, I am. So we got some stuff to go over, y'all. All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the peeps. So you guys can keep up with all the girl world gossip and news bits without actually having to be on the Bird app. I bring it right to you. Okay, so this post is from Rojo saying cats that Foodie Beauty has used, abused, and dumped. There's more cats from her youth that she admitted, her and Shmi, because of the butter. So a cat got, I guess, euthanized because Foodie lied about the cat and said the cat got into the butter. So let's look at the picture. So top left, this is the kitten that she snatched from the park, her and Salah, even though people in her chat told her this is not a good idea, put the cat back. She did it anyway, which led to her having to leave Kuwait altogether. This is the cat in the middle, middle section. This is the cat that she got coming back to Canada. Top right, Julia, she abandoned back in Syria. Then we have this black cat. I can't remember the name of this one. We have Sam. Is this BBJ? Doesn't look like BBJ. And then we have Pizza's cat, Timbit. That's actually his cat, not hers. But she wasn't very kind to Timbit. Timbit had feline leukemia. So poor Timbit could not come out of the bedroom just because Foodie did not want to get her cats vaccinated. So poor Timbit had to stay in a dirty room with Pete's. And she could have given her room to Pete's with the balcony so Timbit could have gotten some fresh air and sunshine. But she's a selfish beast. Of course, she's not going to think for the sake of the animals. So there's a list of animals that have been around her, and not a single one of them were done right. Okay, how about something positive from Dominic Dyer saying in a coastal town in Greece, a local chef has quietly turned his restaurant kitchen into more than just a place for customers. At the end of each day, instead of discarding leftover ingredients that are still safe and fresh, he sets them aside with a different purpose. The extra rice, vegetables, and portions of meat are carefully cooked again, this time for the town's stray dogs. Greece has a visible population of stray animals, particularly in tourist areas. While many residents leave scraps outside, the chef wants to ensure the dogs receive balanced, properly prepared meals rather than random leftovers. After closing hours, he prepares large trays of simple, nutritious food and walks through nearby streets and harbor areas where the dogs gather. Over time, the animals began recognizing him. They wait patiently as he arrives, tails wagging. Local residents noticed his routine and started contributing small donations of dry food or helping refill water bowls during the summer heat. What began as one man's habit slowly grew into a shared community effort. He says he cannot solve the stray animal problem alone, but he can make sure fewer dogs go to sleep hungry. By transforming surplus food into care, he's reducing waste while offering compassion. Sometimes kindness doesn't need publicity. Sometimes it simply smells like dinner and arrives every evening without fail. What a wonderful guy. What a wonderful idea. Instead of throwing out leftover food, using it to feed stray animals. I'm sure that they appreciate it. What a great guy. Stand up guy. We don't deserve cats, says Mother Cat is regretting our decisions. Aw, look at the baby boogers. Look at them. Look at all those precious little fur balls. Look, little baby boogers, little princess boogers in the making. Oh, look at this little baby curled up next to mom's head. That's a baby booger. All right. Now, this is one clip that I want to play, but due to Amber's language, I can't because she uses the R word, but maybe I'll play it another time. Persephone says, I love when the girls show their true selves. It's so nice to see that Amber no longer has to mask the true vile person she really is under all that fat. Now, here's something for y'all. So in this clip, and I'm sorry I can't play it, but YouTube will slap me for doing it. She uses the R word. And here's the thing. Foodie on her end, she's been using the R word a lot lately too. Like it keeps flying out of her mouth. So Amberlynn using the R word with no restraint, and Foodie just dropping the R bombs every which way. What is it with the girls using the foul language? I don't know. They really need to quit it. The Tone Knob says Cyrax Chance Wilkins has been hiding for the last couple of days since Boots on the Ground cut his internet cable again. Now is a good time to remind everyone that Foodie Beauty was defending this PDO and telling us to leave him alone so he could victimize real people unchecked. So Cyrax is and I have to say it this way, sax offender, a PDF file. And yes, Chantal not only has defended Cyrax, but also been a mod for him. And also she's defended another sax offender, Karate Joe, who was her former mod. And she was also modding for and friends with Dragon Lord Frodo, another sax offender. So she keeps some very particular company, doesn't she? Isn't it interesting the people that she hangs around and she calls her friends? Interesting, interesting, interesting. The Toe and Knob says Foodie Beauty just can't avoid topics that make her look like what she is. She just can't keep her mouth shut, from supporting religious extremists to being homophobic, transphobic, and wanting to film kids in public. She's on a roll today. Karma's real, biatch, and she's going to learn. Yeah, all of this happened. She went off today again, making transphobic comments, saying that she supports religious extremists. And she made a homophobic comment when she was on the train talking about somebody, calling somebody the F word, being absolutely foul. Rubber Crazy Troll Band says, as someone who streams on Twitch with regular viewers, donors, and subs, I don't believe she's making a few hundred a month going live once a week on Twitch. She must be talking about her private donos when she begs. More than likely. I believe that to be true. Ray's Dactylion says, apparently it's game on with Cutie. There's nothing you can do about me filming is the new do your worst. Yeah, you really shouldn't dare the community, Foodie. You really shouldn't. You know what happens when that happens. Bad Seed says, Foodie Beauty, OMG, that scooter is going to split in half. The middle is bottoming out. Let's take a look. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Looks like the bottom half is sinking to the ground. Like it's really, really low. And for good reason. There's 200 extra pounds on it that shouldn't be there. She's way over the weight limit. And I wouldn't be surprised if the frame cracks and refuses to run. Even if the battery keeps going, I mean, there's only so much weight it can hold. Ashley says, so she scooted to Tim Hortons and an employee said something to her about recording. I didn't catch the whole thing, but apparently someone called and complained. She's insisting we'll never hear her rage again. Well, we will. Maybe tomorrow. I mean, the more that she can't talk to Salah, the more irritable she's going to get and the more she's going to let that rage out. So if she's going to rage, just give her time. Queen Jellybean says, I think it might actually have been this customer that told them she was recording. She had the cam on him. He got up, and the very moment the lady said, we got a call, he was walking back to his seat. Foodie Beauty quit annoying people in the wild with degeneracy. So this is her being in Tim Hortons, and I guess somebody was sitting here. And there's the gentleman in question who might have said something. Yep. Didn't take long for her to get kicked out of Tim Hortons, but honestly, she shouldn't be filming in there anyway. This is, this is not the first time that she's been reprimanded for filming in a public place. She's been warned many times she can't do it, and she just keeps testing the boundaries. Raised Dactylion says Chantal blatantly lying about recording customers while recording customers. So there she is. Her camera is not on her face and herself. She's got the camera pointed towards other people. If she wanted to just film herself, why not point the camera back at herself? No, she had the camera pointed to other freaking people. So I can see why they'd have a problem with it. And like they're just in there having a coffee or getting a donut and they're on somebody's live stream. Inappropriate. Queen Jellybean says, Foodie Beauty, the eyes are darting. She's nervous AF that someone's about to walk up and tell her to shut her camera off. So this shot right here, this was after she got told to shut off her live stream in Tim Hortons. She went directly over to the Walmart, and boy, she was in and out there with a quickness, trying to get in there and get her snacks and get out of there before they caught her live streaming in there. But that's her face. She's like, I want to get out of here before I get embarrassed and told that I can't live stream in Walmart again. Even though, Chantal, you're not supposed to be live streaming in Walmart to begin with. Again, it's private property. You can't be live streaming and treating Walmart or any place like a recording studio if it's private property. Now, this is disturbing. Enigma 2025 says she said she wants to take Salsa and bring her to Canada. She wants her. So let's watch.
Me and Sasa. And I asked Salah, I'm like, can I still show like what I have from her? And the parents said yes. So, but there is one thing I wanted to show you guys from when I was last with her.
And Chantal, can I just say this? Look, it's bad enough that you brought Salsa on camera. Salsa is a child with special needs. She has Down syndrome. It's bad enough that you used a child with special needs to grift lots of money. But showing her on camera, when you know you've got perverts and weirdos and creeps and PDF files in your audience, that is completely unsafe. You don't know what you're exposing that child to. And there was proof that you've got PDF files in your audience because when you brought her on camera, when you were live with Salsa and you didn't even have her face covered up, you got some disgusting, nasty weirdo who made the comment several times, can you lift up her shirt? I am pleasuring myself. And that person was not banned. You didn't ban them immediately. You didn't say, how disgusting are you to say something like that about a child? You did not reprimand that person at all and ban them off your channel. You let them stay. Which begs the question. So you've had friends, associates, Cyrax, Dragon Lord Frodo, Karate Joe, people that were sex offenders, PDF files, you defended them. And then you let people in your own chat making nasty comments like that. And you're okay with it. It makes me look twice at you. But going back to Sasa, you've already exposed that dear child to enough creeps and weirdos. You've already exploited her enough. Isn't it time you stopped? You really need to stop showing her picture on camera, because every time you do, you might be exposing her to danger. If you really cared about Sasa, you wouldn't expose or exploit her anymore.
I want to bring her here. Like, I really want her.
And why do you want Sasa? Chantal, if you can't take care of a pet, you can't take care of a child. You're a horrible pet parent. And she's a child with special needs. And she has a family that loves her, that takes care of her. Why do you want Sasa? For attention? For money? You want to use her for something? I don't even want to begin to think about the possibilities with you about why you want that child. Because my mind could easily go into a lot of dark directions about where your mind might be going. You don't like kids. You've said you don't like kids. You hate kids. So why would you want Sasa? Are you looking to exploit another innocent life for money? You might as well forget it. She's in Syria, and you are not a relation. She ain't coming over to you. Leave that poor baby alone. You've done enough. Kristen says Foodie Beauty. Oh, and she had some comments about the Muslim community. Let's watch.
Man, sometimes being a revert sucks. And honestly, there's many reasons. One of them is how toxic the online Muslim community.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Man, sometimes being a revert sucks. And honestly, there's many reasons.
You know, I'm just going to call it like I see it. You're not a Muslim revert. You are a cosplayer. There's a difference. I don't care if you put on a hijab. I don't care if you put on an abaya. I don't care if you've taken the shahada. You don't have the faith in your heart. That's pretty apparent. You don't have the faith in your heart. You have no respect for the Muslim faith. You have no respect for the Muslim people. You are a cosplayer. Putting on the abaya, putting on the hijab. One, because you're not comfortable with your weight, with your appearance, and you're using the clothing to cover up what you're not comfortable with. Two, you did it for a man. You wanted to be accepted by that man and his family, although they don't accept you and they don't even like you. Three, because you're cosplaying for your fetish freak clients that want to see a Muslim woman doing freaky things, haram things. And that is the truth. And you're saying that the Muslim community can be toxic? No. They're just offended how foul and disgusting and disrespectful that you're being to their faith. The gluttonous, haram behavior that you're displaying while portraying yourself as a Muslim woman, you are a disgrace to them. And when they point it out, even politely, you say that they're toxic, which is behavior that we've seen before in girl world. If somebody has an opposing opinion to your harmful behavior or your harmful words, we're a bunch of haters. Everybody's a hater if they have an opposing opinion to what you're doing.
One of them is how toxic the online Muslim community is. It's full of judgment. It's full of judgment and of people thinking that they're doing Allah's duty of gentle reminder. And it's actually just judgment masked as piety, in my
Ma'am, to those that are truly Muslim, it is their faith. It is something that they respect. To you, it's just cosplaying and a fetish. That's all it is. It's cosplaying and it's a fetish. You have no respect for how other people feel, what they believe in. You're just satisfying the request of your fetish clients, portraying yourself as something that you're not, for the sake of getting money from people that have a certain fetish.
Opinion. I didn't ask for your unsolicited advice on how to wear my hijab, on pointing out when I sin or do haram. Honestly, if there's anything that drives me away from Islam, it's these things. But I always remind myself that these are people letting me down, because fellow Muslims are just people. They're not perfect either. The only opinion that matters is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's. So remember that this Ramadan, because being a revert can be very lonely.
Speaking of Ramadan, Foodie, if you're truly a revert, a Muslim woman, I would think that you would have more respect for the Muslim faith, the people, during Ramadan, not to do haram, incorrect behaviors. You're being gluttonous, you're being hateful, all during Ramadan. You're showing absolute disrespect.
I feel too haram to fit in with, born and raised Muslim.
Like you're doing all these behaviors, and then your defense for acting the way that you do is nobody's perfect. Nobody's asking you to be perfect. No one is perfect, Chantal, but the least you can do is be respectful. You don't need to be perfect to be respectful. Anybody can be respectful if they want to. You just don't want to. You just want to be awful. And in my opinion, you use a faith that is not in your heart as a shield to act badly. You use it like a shield, the same way that you use the fact that you are a super morbidly obese woman also as a shield to protect you against the consequences of your bad behavior, claiming that people are fat phobic. Madam, you could be 120 pounds, 100 pounds. Awful is awful. But you try to use different things as a shield and make it seem like other people are doing wrong when you're doing wrong.
But I feel too like I'm on the road to change for
No, you're
people
not.
that may have formerly been interested in my journey. Let's just say.
You're not on a journey, though. You're not. I would say that you were on a journey if there were positive changes happening, have been happening, but you're not on a journey. You're not going anywhere. You haven't changed for the better at all. You're just as awful as you ever were. So what journey are you talking about?
I don't know any other Muslims, basically. And it's just hard, especially around Ramadan. But just remember that you don't need to have all kinds of decorations. You don't need to have huge iftars with...
Oh, by the way, Foodie, during Ramadan, you should be doing acts of charity. So taking 20% off your cameos, that's not really an act of charity. I'm just saying.
20 people. The only being that you need to worry about during Ramadan and spending the most time with, your maker. But can we just please just back off of Muslims and the unsolicited soft guidance? Because
you don't want guidance. You want people to be yes men and agree with your behavior. But whether you're wearing a hijab or abaya or not, wrong is wrong. Awful is awful. And awful is always going to get called out.
I didn't ask for it. I am on my own personal journey.
No, you're not.
You see videos while you're scrolling TikTok of other Muslims.
And you know what's interesting, Foodie? In your latest live stream, you were saying you didn't know if it should be wearing the hijab and the abaya or not. So I heard. You're really questioning it, and this isn't the first time. When you were angry at Salah over the Kybella thing, you were talking about taking the hijab off. Honestly, if you have any respect for the Muslim community or the Muslim people or the Muslim faith, out of respect, you would say to yourself, this is not who I am. I don't have the faith in my heart, but I do respect the people that do. And I'm just going to be authentic to myself and take off the abaya and take off the hijab and just stop telling people that I'm Muslim because I know for a fact that I'm not. That would show a smidgen of respect to those and what they believe in. Just admitting that this is not you at all and just be who you are.
Claiming that you're going to go to hell if you don't say this line after dua, if you don't enter the bathroom with your left foot, just really like condescending content, very judgy.
Sister, you should observe hijab.
When you really should realize that there's no compulsion in Islam. Islam is not about judging. It's about return.
You know, I know what? Spirituality is a pure thing. I hate the fact, Chantal, that you're using spirituality as a shield to hide behind versus something to learn from. I hate the fact you have no respect for spirituality and you're just twisting it into something ugly when it's not something ugly.
Turning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over and over and over.
Like you're turning spirituality into like fetish cosplay. It's just nauseating. You're nauseating. Goodbye. Tough. And look at you with your tags. Look at her tagging. Hashtag Muslim TikTok. Hashtag Canadian Muslim. Hashtag Ramadan. Putting all these tags on there so people will see her content. Again, if you had any respect for the Muslim people, the Muslim faith, you would take those tags off because you're not a Muslim in your heart. Trying to tag the Ramadan content. Girl, get out of here. Stop that. Trying to get into people's algorithms. Quit that. Queen Jellybean says, the camera is on me. I'm not even recording customers. Foodie Beauty, how easily you lie. Yep, you clearly had your camera on a customer. They had every right to complain because the camera was directly upon them. And this is why you got in trouble. All right, how about something cool from Positivity saying art? Let's look at this beautiful art made out of lemons and cucumbers. Hey, all of you artistic people out there, look what somebody did with fruit and vegetables. How about that? The Tone Knob says, Foodie Beauty says it does not matter that she has a history of having PDFs as mods like Karate Joe and defending them. She defended Cyrax and wanted us all to leave him alone so he could victimize real people. She is seriously a huge piece of crap for this. Like, why are you defending Cyrax, Chantal? What dog do you have in that hunt? None. So why are you commenting on it? Why are you defending this man? He is nasty. Why are you defending a sex offender? You did the same thing with Karate Joe, and he was a convicted sex offender. I mean, what is it with you defending sex offenders in PDF files? Like, why are you friends with them to begin with? Next. The Tone Knob says, Foodie Beauty is defending filming kids in public. She's comparing child actors to all the kids she catches in her non-child safe live streams. She has no souls. She's a hollow, reckless butthole that only cares about herself, and she makes this face a lot. So what's the difference, Chantal? Because those children that are in movies, TV shows, they have consent from the parents. They have full knowledge that their children are going to be filmed. There are contracts. It's consensual. But you taking your camera out in public and filming children in normal public, you're not getting consent from the parents. when you film them. You're just putting them on live stream. And again, that could be dangerous. You don't know who's watching your stream. You don't know where they're located. I have to question, what kind of audience are you catering to? Are you showing children purposely in your streams because there are creeps, weirdos, and perverts in your audience that are looking for the children in your streams? I mean, I remember back in Kuwait, you were making a point to go to places where there were lots of children, going to playgrounds, going to petting zoos, going to Chuck E. Cheese. In my opinion, I think that there were people in your audience asking for and paying for that content. Maybe it also might explain you doing the adult baby stuff, kind of plays into some kind of weird pervert fetish. But you're defending putting children on camera, even though you had that incident with Sasa and some weirdo couldn't help himself but asked you to lift up her shirt. I would have thought that if you cared about children after seeing a comment like that, it would have been a wake-up moment for you to go, wait a minute. There's some weirdos in my chat. I shouldn't be like giving them what they want because that's just nasty. Nope. You want to show children in your live streams. Is it because you get paid extra when that happens? Because it makes the weirdos happy? If you're catering to those people, you're disgusting. You're freaking disgusting. For a little bit of cash, you're willing to put little ones at risk? No, ma'am. No. Bad Seed says, Foodie Beauty, I can't believe what she's talking about during Ramadan. Her as a child having sex with another child like it's okay. Chantal is truly sick. This is not okay. I could not believe when I saw this on Twitter. I'm like, what? She said, what? What? Are you kidding me? What in the world? Why would you talk about this, Chantal? I don't know if this actually happened to you or if you're just making this up, but either way, why would you talk about this on live stream? Is it for attention? Are you got some, what kind of nasty mind do you got, girl? Why would you say these things? Again, are you catering to weirdos and perverts in your audience? Because it sounds like more and more you are. What kind of PDF kind of content are you providing? You should really just stop. The Tone Knob says, OMG, now Foodie Beauty has moved on to eating everything in sight portion of her day. She's defending her actions and saying she will never use a disabled child to make herself money. We all remember what she did and her all expenses paid Qatar eating spree. She did use that kid. Yes, she did. She used Sasa to get the grift money so she can treat herself to some time in a hotel by herself. And then while she was in Kuwait, she used another innocent life to make money, that poor kitten. And she got in trouble and she had to leave. And I'm sure she was all kinds of salty about that. She loves to use the innocent to make money. Innocent things like animals and children get attention and people will donate. She loves to exploit the innocent and the young to make money. And she's mad because she can't do that in Canada. Well, it's because you shouldn't be doing it to begin with. Queen Jellybean says, Foodie Beauty ate a raw steak, and now she's currently trying to walk back her homophobic tirade by retelling child lesbian sex stories during Ramadan and discussing when she was momentarily a lesbian. I wish someone would hurt her in Roblox so it could be wired shut. Okay. So let's talk about her allegedly being a lesbian. When did this happen? For those who weren't around during Cracked Olympics, Chantal never claimed to be a lesbian. She claimed to be bisexual. And she did this during Pride Week one year. She had, like she said, she wanted to have a little coming out party and get herself a cake. That she talked about wanting to date a woman, take a woman out for a date. That never happened. But she did all of this during Pride Week. In my opinion, she was exploiting Pride Week by claiming to be a bisexual woman. Has she had occasions with women? Yes. She had herself a little threesome situation with Natter and Dee Dee. I guess that counts. Although she didn't do it because she wanted to be with Dee Dee. She was wanting to be closer to Natter, and that was the only way it was going to happen. And that situation happened twice. But she was never really a lesbian. She's always been more into men, from what I've gathered over the years. But she was never a lesbian. She's always into men. Tofu says, turning this purple from debating people is wild. She's going to stroke out. Raise that blood pressure, girl. Raise it. Keep raising it to the roof. Let's see what happens. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, of course, the rules never apply to her. It's not food addiction. She's a weak-willed, lazy person with zero constraint or self-control. But of course, so if it's an addiction, as you claim, why aren't you getting help? F you, cope. Let's watch the clip.
No, because my overeating is not just gluttony. Like, obesity.
You're right. It isn't just gluttony. It isn't just gluttony. There is gluttony involved, but there's also the point of it's a job for you. This is how you make money. You've monetized your addiction. You've been monetizing it for years. You've been monetizing self-harm content. You gave it a time card. It clocks in and out for you. It makes you a lot of money. And as long as you're on social media, and as long as you can use social media to advertise yourself to potential clients to get that money, you're never going to separate your social media content away from your addiction, because the two are very tightly intertwined. You get a lot of things out of monetizing your addiction. You get validation. You feel like you're worth something. You have the feedies that are around you, and they're praising you for what you do because you're satisfying their fetish. So yeah, you're right. It's not just gluttony. It's monetary gain.
Is a disease. Eating disorders are a disease, and food addiction is very real. So,
ma'am, shut up. You can get help for what's wrong with you. You can heal what's wrong with you. You don't want to, and that is your right as a person. You can choose to stay hurt, or you can choose to heal yourself. And you don't want to heal yourself, because if you did, then what would be your content? What would you be known for? How would you make money? The feedies will walk away from you, and that's the bulk of your income. That's why you're never going to stop. They'll never stop giving you money. They'll never stop asking for content. But I'll tell you what, your body has a part to play in this. And if your body breaks down, no more money for you. No more coming on social media. Like the whole train just stops, doesn't it? The feedies are not going to stand next to you if you're in a hospital bed and you can't eat food for their enjoyment and entertainment. Your addiction is their entertainment. And as long as you're giving up what they want, they'll keep taking it.
God is merciful. God knows my heart, my intentions. Every day I wake up and I have the intention not to binge. So, no, I don't agree with that.
So this person says, do you believe that this about your overeating, habitual gluttony, harmful excess, often considered sinful because it involves israf, excess, and harms the body?
You know?
But with issues with food are very different because we have to eat.
Stop right there. We all have to eat, Chantal, but just because we all have to eat, do not use that as a shield to give yourself an excuse to overeat and indulge in your food addiction. Stop right there. Don't. Not over here, not today, not tomorrow either. Just don't. Stop playing the semantics, mental, emotional gymnastic things. I ain't hearing it. I am not hearing it. I don't want to hear it. Stop it. We all got to eat, but just because you got to eat doesn't mean you automatically have to overeat. And that gives you a reason to have a food addiction. Just freaking stop.
You know, and it's like, it's a very tricky issue.
No, it's not. It's not tricky. You're saying it's tricky, therefore it will be. No, it's not that tricky. You're the person with the addiction. You know you have a problem and you know that you can get help for it. And all you got to do is just reach that place of saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I can't go on anymore. My body is breaking down. I got to do something, and then start doing something. It's not that hard.
What we should eat is a very, very, very subjective at this point. Some people think you should just eat eggs and steak and butter every day. That's healthy.
Oh, girl, you're giving me a headache. I'm moving on before I start screaming. Let's go on. Okay. A little palate cleanser, just what we need. Science Girl says hollow trees were historically filled with bricks, stones, or concrete as a cavity-filling practice intended to strengthen, support, or preserve decaying trees. This practice, common before the 1960s, was designed to fill the voids left by decayed inner core. So look at that. This tree's filled with bricks just to keep it going. Never seen that before. Didn't know that people used to do that. Did you guys know? I didn't know. Looks pretty neat. What an idea. And all right. Anybody who's ever dealt with something like HOA and they're a nightmare? Now this is a creative workaround. Giga-based dad says becoming ungovernable. This farm owner was denied a council permit to build a horse shelter. Fortunately, you don't need a permit to build a table and chairs. Well done, sir. So they wouldn't let you build a horse shelter, but look at this. He made a table and chairs, and the horses have shelter anyway. I applaud this man. He worked his way around a problem. It's creative. It's fun. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done, sir. The astronomy guy says insane solar halo recorded over Great Pyramid of Giza, a 4,500-year-old monument, a 4.6 billion-year-old star. For one fleeting second, human geometry and cosmic physics align perfectly to break the sky. What a picture. Wow. Look at that. Amazing. What a picture indeed. Clouds, halo, beautiful. Fantastic. And here's something for the pet owners. Cats for happiness. Your cat may only walk with you for a chapter of your life, but to him or her, you were the whole story. Oh, I'm going to go hug Booger. All right, now we got picture time. We got pictures. Queen Jellybean says, LMAO, holy crap. She looks even more comical on that tiny scooter than I thought. Like the clowns getting out of the tiny car, but degenerate, desperate online clown version. Kelly says, Foodie Beauty was seen at the mall yesterday, and she's a big girl. So here's some pictures out in the wild of Foodie Beauty. Y'all take a look at that. Holy moly, macaroni and cheese, Batman. Are you kidding me? And she's over there trying to say that she's 300 pounds. Girl, shut up. That is not 300 pounds. You are bigger than the doggone scooter. You need to have a seat. Look at the poor scooter. Look at the bottom of this scooter. It's practically dragging on the ground. And that's because it's carrying an extra 200 pounds that it should not even be there. Girl, get off that scooter before you break it in half. What are you doing, Foodie? Come on now. That's a bad look. All right, Kelly says, Foodie Beauty, you just told us what's really in your heart. You want to pick and choose what you follow. And the only reason you call yourself Muslim and wear a hijab is because of Salah. So just stop the cosplaying already. So let's watch.
It's like, you have no idea what's in my heart, what I'm going through. No, I don't want Muslim friends because they all judge each other. Like, it's just a big...
No. The reason why you don't want true Muslim friends is because they can see right through you and they'll call you out for your nonsense. And you know it. You don't want Muslim friends because they see you a mile coming. I mean, I remember you being on TikTok and you were talking to a young man on there. I forget his name, but you were just sitting there telling a Muslim man who was married with children. You were talking about your gross stories to a Muslim man. And I could tell by the way he was talking to you and looking at you, like he clocked you. He absolutely clocked you and made a comment to you about what you do in private is one thing. What you do in the public eye is another. And he's right. Like, you doing all kinds of stuff in public is, not nice. What you do in private is one thing. What you do in the public is another. And you had nothing to say once he said that because you could not argue with the truth of his statement. That's why you don't want Muslim friends. Not because they're not good people. They are. Because you being a fake and a phony and a cosplayer, you're going to get called out by those who are real and genuine and sincere.
Cult of judgy people. Like, I don't want all of this. You have to walk into the bathroom with your left foot bullshit. Like,
okay, we already saw the clip. Let's move on. And she's mad. Raised Dactylion says Chantal is going to put the camera right in the face of the wrong person and she's gonna find out. None of us will have it to do a doggone thing. BB says she's okay with filming people in public, you guys. In fact, get right up in her face. She's good with that too. Let's watch the clip.
I will keep recording people all day and night. Wait till it's nice out. I'm going to go in public and stand on a corner and just record every single person that comes by right in their face. And you know what? There's not a thing you can do about it.
Oh, is this your version of do your worst? Does that mean if you're standing on a corner or somebody is across the street or right behind you and they put a camera in your face, that's okay? I mean, turnabout's fair play, Chantal. If you feel that you have the freedom to record other people, then they can record you. You really want occasions where you do that to people and they get their own footage and their own pictures and they can show you without your doggone filters? Are you okay with that? People doing to you what you do to others.
So stay mad. Not a thing you can do.
Let's see how you feel in a real setting. You're talking all kinds of tough, but let's see how you do in a public setting when you're actually in front of a person and you have to deal with them in the real, not through a camera screen. Let's see how tough you are then. Guarantee you won't be tough. Mandy Mayhem says, can't get mad, Foodie, you're in public. 500 kids and no money says, oh, so now being filmed in public is a problem? Didn't you just swear you were going to record everybody you want once the weather got nice? Funny how it's empowering when you do it, but suddenly it's harassment when the camera flips. Congratulations, you played yourself. So here's more footage of Foodie out in the wild. So, and that footage is courtesy of Perpetual Goose. Hey, Goose. Foodie out in the wild. How do you feel, Chantal? Somebody caught you out in the wild. Well, like I said, turnabout is fair play. You've been filming people on trains, in malls, in restaurants, in Walmart. You can't get mad about people catching you for a few seconds out in the wild. You just can't. You just can't. Mrs. Flupa Booty says, is it just me? Or does it look like her stomach is wedged up against the scooter controls? I don't see any gap there. One a unit. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, when she was driving the Sangria Kia and the Timu Mobile, that steering wheel was right up against her stomach. So, yeah, I don't see any gap either. That's got to be very, very, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And talk about delusion. Rojo says, this takes delusion to the max. Look, this is her new profile picture. Who's that? Who is this person? We've never seen her. She does not exist. This is the foodie that she wishes she looked like. This is who she wants to be. This is not you, Chantal. This is the you that you want to be, but this is not the you that you are. This is not the you that you are. Okay, what else we got here? And I like this art of thinking. I'm not hiding from people. I'm recovering from them. I like that. Sometimes you just need to heal, you know? And we got more pictures of her out in the wild, courtesy of Castor. She only found this directory because of me. I was in her chat on the account Strawberry Mood directing her to go to the directory. I soon after got banned for saying, well, you're a big girl in a hijab in the food court during Ramadan filming, everyone. So Joanna Freedom says, Foodie Beauty in the wild. Shout out to Boots on the ground. So here's Foodie at the mall. Lord, how mercy. You're almost as big as a sign. You might want to slow down with that takeout, Foodie. It's catching up to you, girl. And how about this from Astronomy Guy? Extremely rare angel wings auras over Alaska last night. Look how gorgeous that is. Heavenly. Absolutely heavenly. Have you guys ever seen an aurora borealis like that? It's crazy. It's crazy beautiful. Amazing. Aww. Best in Dog says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how beautiful is this photo? Picture of the day. So anybody that's been on YouTube, you've heard about Punch, little monkey called Punch. Poor Punch just has a stuffy that they snuggle up with. And I've heard that recently Punch has found a new friend. But what a beautiful picture of Punch. Love it. What a lovely, adorable picture. Okay, anything else here? And here's some interesting facts about cats. Cats can't taste sweetness. They're the only mammals that can't. Male cats are mostly left-pawed. Unlike humans, they can safely drink seawater. Every cat's nose prints is unique. Slow blinking is their love language. Cats can jump up to 6 times their body length in one leap. The average cat has about 230 bones in its body. A cat rubbing up against you is a way of marking you with their scent. Cats' purrs can actually help heal injuries faster. Huh. And for those who are wondering, what does Ramadan look like in Syria? Well, here's Tat Von B to show us something. Salah's having fun in Syria. I bet you all the gorgeous women are dressed up beautifully for the celebration. So here is just a sample of what's going on in Syria, the celebrations for Ramadan. Look at all the great food. Everybody's having a great time. And I'm sure this is the reason why the Chantal can't get a hold of Salah, because, he's got things to do. This is Syria, though. And if Foodie were there, he wouldn't be having all kinds of fun. doing Ramadan activities. I mean, he was around her for 3 years. I'm sure that because of her, he couldn't do Ramadan properly, but this is probably the first year that he can. And so he is. Rojo says that is the face of someone who doesn't have rent money, and she may be regretting her money choices. Did she believe at one point Salah was going to sweep her away and she didn't care about the consequences? This is the first time she doesn't have family or friends to abuse their support, right? She's all by herself. Wah, wah. She's all by herself. She can't have anybody around to boss around or tell what to do or control or blackmail or manipulate. She's just got to sit in her own mess and deal with it. And by the way, Chantal, you want to talk about older people? Here is a older woman, and she's very talented. Jean's glucose monitor says, I found out she exists. Her name is Midori Ito, and she's 51. So Midori, and she's 51 years old, and she's a wonderful figure skater. This beautiful, wonderful 51-year-old woman doing an ice skating routine, and she's so lovely and graceful. Look at that. Don't you wish you could do that, Chantal? She is just carefree on the ice. She is loving it, in her element. Show her how it's done, Midori. Oh, you're a lovely, lovely person. I could watch you all day. There you go. Fantastic. Such grace. I salute you, madam. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, and this might be upsetting for some people. Sorry, but we got to show how offensive she is. Enigma 2025 says chat talks about that guy on the train saying, what if he were gay? Her own chat. Not nice. But not nice at all.
What? How do I get to the Rito Center? I can't. Oh, I gotta go up more?
Why are people in her own chat asking if somebody is gay? He was a man sitting on a train. Even if he is gay, what does it matter? Why are y'all talking about it? Why are you accusing somebody of being gay? He was just sitting on a doggone train. Y'all need to shut up over there.
Shit. How do I get out of here? Hi, everybody. The street. Okay, here we go. We gotta take the elevator. Oh, no. Yeah. Rito Street. All right, we're on a runaround. Get way for the runaround, too.
Like this, what kind of people is she accumulating over there on Kick? What kind of audience does she have? Ugh. Emma C says, I 100% believe this piece of crap is being paid by some murky deviants to film creepy content publicly, and being told off by security today has put a stop to that. Lest we forget her filming kids and speaking in code to salad in Chuck E. Cheese. She's freaking revolting. Yeah, I got questions about her content, who she's catering to. I mean, it's one thing to do adult fetishes on a private site, but to do it publicly and also be catering to PDF files, deviants, perverts, weirdos, that's nah. Don't do that on social media. No, ma'am, no, sir. And leave the little ones alone. That's how I feel. Valgal says, so let me get this straight. To get back at people who may or may not call businesses to report her for live streaming, Chantal is going to go out and film strangers who have absolutely nothing to do with it. Yep, that's her logic. Her logic is illogical. It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. And we got more palate cleansers from Nature Unedited. 1-year-old penguin losing its mind over bubbles while other penguins wonder what's going on. This is so cute. A penguin is so enthralled with bubbles. Look at that. That is so precious. Penguins just going wild for bubbles. It's like, yay, bubbles, something to play with. And the bigger penguin's like, dude, what's the big deal? It's bubbles. But this one penguin's like, something to play with. I love it. More bubbles. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. It took a minute, but hey, you know what? Like, this was like the lead in because her content is very offensive. Very, very offensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just her mouth is just out of control. Like, it's insane right now. And we're not going to cover the entire live stream because halfway through she runs out of steam and she starts talking about food and zodiac signs. And it's like, whatever. I'm not here for that. So I just want to cover at least half of this and then leave other half alone. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's do this.
Police, how much I'm doing, it's not your business. That's the whole point. You have no right to say to anybody. Okay, so we're gonna
And by the way, Chantal, I may be mean for saying this, but girl, you can stop holding that against your chin. Okay, we know the other chin is there. Like, you're holding on for dear life. You can let it go. We know it's underneath there. What's the point in hiding it? We know it's there.
a crucial distinction that may help you stay sane. You are allowed to separate Islam, submission to Allah, from Muslims, flawed humans practicing imperfectly. Leaving people's Islam does not mean leaving Allah. You do not owe anyone spiritual performance. I do not owe you spiritual performance, Honor herself. Do I owe you that? Do you know when I pray, when I make up my prayers?
You know what, Chantal? You know what I think you owe? I think that you owe the Muslim people a great big apology for disrespecting them and their faith in the way that you have. You're not a true revert. You are somebody cosplaying for the sake of getting attention and acceptance from a man. And you're also cosplaying for those freaks, those weirdos, those fetish people that you do requests for. And if you dare come over here and say, I'm not doing that, I'm going to call you a liar, because you are. You cannot tell me that you are not doing the fetish content without the hijab and the abaya, because you are. That's part of your fetish content. I'm sure you've made quite a bit. You know you got freaks and weirdos in your audience that are paying you specifically to portray yourself as a Muslim woman doing haram things. And I'm sure you've made a lot of money off of that. You owe the Muslim people a great big apology for all this cosplaying and perversion to their faith, using it for perverse purposes.
It's not your business. I don't owe you shit. I don't owe anyone an explanation of my journey. And I don't owe anyone spiritual perfection. Right here, black and white.
No one's asking for perfection, but what they're hoping for is that you be genuine in your heart about what you claim. That's it. No one is perfect. No one's asking you to be perfect, but being a fake cosplayer is unacceptable.
Islam does not require broadcasting your faith, explaining yourself, justifying your space. I didn't convert from Muslims. I converted for Allah.
No, you didn't. I remember the stream that you did back at the Canadian Villa. You were in the kitchen with Pete's. Peach was right there, and you asked him, well, do I have to be Muslim in order to wear an abaya and a hijab? And he looked at you and said, probably. And then you just shrugged your shoulders and said, well, I guess I'm a Muslim. It was all about putting on the clothing to hide the fact that you're not comfortable with your body. You're not comfortable with your hair. You have more confidence when you cover up, although you can use other things to cover up. You can use a hat. You can wear a long dress. It doesn't necessarily have to be an abaya or a hijab, and you don't necessarily have to be Muslim. But if you put on an abaya and you put on a hijab and you claim to be Muslim, you can try to use a belief as a shield and yell and scream at people, oh, you're Islamophobic. No. No one is Islamophobic. We just see you as you are. You're a great big fake. And you're cosplaying for a man, but also for the fetish freaks. And you know it, and we know it too.
Okay. Anyways. Blah, blah, blah. Islam does not give Muslims open license to correct each other at will. A lot of people act as if I see something haram, I must say something. That's a misuse of religious concepts, not a requirement. In Islam ethics, advice has conditions. Guidance with...
You guys see what she's doing? How long has she been a Muslim revert? A few years, right? I don't know exactly when she took her Shahada. I'm not exactly sure of the date. But instead of just speaking from her heart, she's reading off of her phone. She's reading an article or something off her phone. If you had the faith in your heart, can't you just say how you feel? Why are you reading off your phone? Using somebody else's words rather than your own.
Without consent can become arrogance. Public or unwanted correction can become harm. Islam places huge weight on intention, wisdom, and harm reduction. If guidance makes someone feel smaller, pushes them away from God, creates shame instead of reflection, it has failed Islamically. There's no obligation to accept unsolicited religious advice. You are not sinful, arrogant, or rebellious for thinking, I didn't ask you. Please don't insert yourself in my...
And I like this comment. CC Snot says, brah, Chat GPT is eating a river right now just to ask Pat about something that literally doesn't matter. Come on, right?
My relationship with Allah. Thank you. Well, I'm sorry holding on for the tab. Again, that's a cultural thing. Okay? Just because I fart in a hijab doesn't mean I don't believe in God. It's not haram to fart. That's you being arrogant and like...
And I got to ask the question. I know that I get beezers over here just checking out my content, and that's fine. You can check me out. You can do what you like. You can go where you like. You can watch who you like. But here's my question, because I'm genuinely curious. The last few days, Chantal, has been nothing but hateful and mean and nasty. So my question is, why are people subbed up to her? What exactly are you subbed up for? She's not doing positive content. She's not being nice. She's absolutely nasty to people in her chat. Like, what in the world are you subbed up for? What do you have to look forward to? Every time she comes online, she's either boring or miserable or both. This is the content that she's offering. There's nothing good here. She doesn't do good. She does hateful. She does miserable. She does upsetting. She does concerning. Riding along the road and getting y'all upset and concerned about maybe her getting hit by a car. She wants to keep your blood pressure up. She wants to keep the stress level through the roof. Why in the F are y'all watching her and subbed up to her? I honestly don't understand why someone would subject themselves to this and subscribe to it. I don't understand it at all.
High nose, who cares? Like, excuse me, I spent 30 years of my life farting in public. You think it's so easy to just change? You think I was born with the hijab? No. That's what you're judging people in a hijab. That's something also you shouldn't do. Get a life. The fuck? Again, judging for cussing, whatever. Again, judging. You're exactly proving my point.
And you know why you're getting so much pushback in your chat right now, Chantal? Why you've been getting pushback? Everybody can tell this. What you're portraying, it's not authentically you. People want you, the authentic, genuine you. People are tired of the fakery. They're tired of you being a fraud. They're tired of the lies. They want realness from you. Even if the realness is awful, they want realness. They want you to be yourself. You are not being yourself. You're still trying to hold on to the idea that a guy thousands of miles away from you, that there's a shred of hope that he's will let you back into his life. He won't. It's time to let that go too. Salah does not want to be with you or be around you. He's got a family in Syria. He is happy without you. And because he's happy without you, he doesn't want you coming along and destroying his happiness. He dealt with a lot of unhappiness and misery when you were there. And you seem to have a pattern that wherever you go, there you are, and so does your misery follow. You make other people miserable. He had 3 years of misery because of you. And to be fair, he invited the misery into his life. But now that you're out, now that your misery is away from him, he's not going to bring it back. So all this talk about, I'm going to go on a trip with him. Yeah, keep thinking that. That lie is going to fall apart eventually. You're going to have to find some way to bring that lie to a close, because the trip ain't going to freaking happen. He is not going to sign on to be in Malaysia or anywhere with you for 30 freaking days. You will treat him as a hostage in that hotel room if it does happen. You won't let him go. You won't let him loose. You'll probably blackmail him and threaten him because you want to go back to Syria to get out of that lease that you're paying. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be an adult. You don't want to take care of yourself. You want someone else to take care of you. Well, guess what, lady? Nobody wants to take care of you. You're 500 pounds of trouble and misery. No one wants that job. That job position is open, but nobody's applying. Okay? So let go of Salah. He's let go of you. It's time you let go of him. So if you're cosplaying for him, you might as well stop. You're wasting your time. And you're ticking people off with all this fakery and fuckery.
Why Islam? Why it feels like a cult to me and many reverts. Boundary violation. I get to comment on your life. Moral superiority. Group enforcement. Shame as a tool. That's social control, not spirituality. I love God and I still fart. Get over it. I have direct accountability to God, not you. Okay? Thank you.
You know what's crazy? Is that you're defending a faith that you don't even believe in, that you don't have in your heart. You're defending it. Why? To put yourself above other people? To defend your awful behavior? You don't even believe in it. It's not in your heart at all.
Something especially important for reverts.
You're not reverted.
Don't speak on my husband. You don't know shit. And why are we not blocking that loser? Again.
She was on a blocking spree. What's a spree? I don't know. I just made that word up. It's a splee. New word of the day, splee. Anyway, she was on a there I go again, making another word. She was on a blocking spree. Anybody that dared to argue with her or dispute what she was saying, block, 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 block. Keep blocking people, Chantal. Keep blocking.
Speaking on shit you know nothing about. None of your business. C'est la vie. Goodbye. It's not. This has nothing to do with Salah. I'm not hurting.
And for the record, for those that haven't been around Chantal a long time, again, this is a pattern. When she's mad at Salah, she takes it out on other people. She's angry because Ramadan is happening, and because of Ramadan, and it's going to be going on till the middle of next month, like less contact with him. I'm sure that she's sending DM after DM, leaving voicemail after voicemail, trying to get in touch with him. And he's giving her very little contact. He's got stuff that he's got to do. He's got to spend time with family and friends and go to mosques and all that. And she is just spinning in her head. She's unhinged. She's angry and irritated because of that, and she takes it out on others.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love the sound of rain.
And I want to address this comment. Five Guys says people were saying on Twitter they were going to report you to the police for using the scooter on the road. People are ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous. And I'll tell you why, Five Guys, because Chantal being in the road, riding around late at night with no reflective clothing or things on her scooter, riding in the road where she should not be, that could easily cause an accident. That could hurt her or potentially other people. Like she's a menace on the road, but she's also a dangerous menace. So for the safety of her and other people, she should not be on the road. She needs to understand that.
Anyway.
Dirty Butthole says, what's with the sniffling? Yeah, she's doing that a lot lately. A lot of sniffling. And in the past, it was because of her doing Coca-Cola. Do I think she's doing Coca-Cola? I honestly don't know. But something that should be known and remembered. Even if it's not Coca-Cola, it could be other things that she's crushing up and putting up her nose. I don't know what she's doing. But her behavior is a lot like when she was at the villa and she would do the Coca-Cola, like she would be hyper and have energy. And then the come down was awful. The mood swings, the nastiness, the lashing out at people. It's very Coca-Cola-like. So even if it's not Coca-Cola, it may be something perhaps similar.
That's what I don't like about it. That's what, honestly, it's like.
And I spy with my little eye you wearing Gatineau glitter eyeshadow. Were you talking to somebody recently, Foodie? Because we only know the Gatineau glitter eyeshadow for one person. But I spy with my little eye you wearing the glitter eyeshadow. Who was that for?
What's with the sniffing? I did an 8-ball.
Did you? Well, that explains a lot.
Fucking magnets.
That explains a lot. I mean, your eyes are kind of blasted. That explains a lot.
Anyways, whatever.
Girl, I wouldn't even be surprised if you did the entire pool table. So you go ahead.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't want Muslim friends because they all judge each other. Like, it's just a big cult of judgy people. Like, I want a relationship with God, but nothing else.
You know what? She doesn't want Muslim friends. She doesn't want regular friends. She doesn't want to deal with people in the real, in the raw. She doesn't want real life interactions. She wants to be online where she's in her chat room and she has influence over the people that she's talking to. She wants a hug box. Whereas if she were in real life and you're dealing with another person in the real, it's not a hug box. It's real life interaction. She can't push that person around. She can't threaten them. She can't blackmail them. She can't put them on edge. You're dealing with another person. It's not going to be a hug box. She needs her hug box.
Like, I don't want all of this. You have to walk into the bathroom with your left foot bullshit. Like, I don't want it. I don't want any of this. Oh no, you're not wearing the hijab right. Oh no, you're wearing eyelashes. Oh no, you got your nails done. You're going to hell. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the judgy bullshit that goes along with just wanting a relationship with God.
Do you know why you're getting all this backlash, Foodie? It was because you decided to come online and treat your new belief as a spectacle. You know, you taking the shahada, you treated it like a spectacle, and then praying with the prayer rug, making it into a spectacle. You even filmed yourself in Kuwait going inside mosques, which I find disgusting. Not that the mosques are disgusting, but you going in there like that and treating a place of worship and praying as like a public recording studio, that I found disgusting. You know, just disrespecting the mosques. You know, just you're treating it like spectacle when it's not. But you to put all kinds of stuff on display, and it was you that said you needed to go to Kuwait because you wanted to be a Muslim woman, you want to be with your husband, you claimed that it was going to be a fresh start for you, and it wasn't. That's what led to all of this because of your behavior. Like you're putting on the abaya, you're putting on the hijab, but underneath the clothing, you're still the same person as you ever were. Nothing has changed except maybe your weight.
Hey, 6 potatoes. I don't know.
And we all know and we are all aware that if Salah came forward, if he showed a picture of himself with his new wife and the family, or if he ghosted you, or if he said, you know what, I'm not taking any more of your money, we're done. We are all aware of the fact that you would snap and you would take off the abaya and you would take off the hijab. You've done it before. And then you put it right back on because you wanted another chance with Salah. Like you threatened before to take off the abaya and the hijab with the whole Kai Bella thing. Then you really did take it off for a while. Then you put it back on. And now, recently you said, well, I don't know why I'm wearing this. I think if you're having that much doubt about who you are and what you believe in, you shouldn't be wearing the abaya and the hijab. You shouldn't claim to be a Muslim woman or even a revert if you're having these many questions about, should I be doing this? I don't think you should be doing it. But if you're flip-flopping that much, maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe you should just be yourself.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. No, but like those are all actually those are not from the Quran. Those are actually like directives from like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But like it's like, so the Quran says, you know, to obey Allah, you must obey the Prophet. But yeah, some of the things.
By the way, Foodie, while you're so busy like holding on to, you know, your hijab to keep it on so to cover your chin, you're showing your hair. I'm just letting you know. You're showing your hair.
Things just don't make sense to me. And it's like the judginess of like everyone else, you know, it's like you have no idea what's in my heart, what I'm going through. And the fact that you're judging me alone is very anti-Islam. So why are you on a moral high ground acting all pious when you're just being just as bad, if not worse? You know, like you're driving people away from Islam, being judgy like that. It's not your problem. It's not your, yeah. But you have to. It's not a cultural thing for me. I'm from Western culture. I'm not from strict Arab or like that kind of culture where it's like strict, you know, they live like Sharia law most of the time, you know? Yeah. I don't know. In the Quran, it doesn't say anything about not wearing eyelashes. It just says like, you know, modest, be modest and like don't broadcast your beauty and all this and that to attract like other men, but
And you know what, Foodie? I still remember back in the Canadian Villa days of all the things that you did. You took extreme to the extreme. You did everything you could think of to shock people. And I mean everything. Coming on camera high as balls. Many, many times. On YouTube, flashing us private parts of your body. Girl, I saw parts of you that I didn't ask to see. I saw your boobs. I saw your vajayjay. I saw your butt without panties. I didn't want to see that stuff. But you were flashing people. You were just being straight up nasty. Coming on camera, barely dressed, dressed in lingerie, dressed in sports bras and panties, running around half naked. You did every extreme thing you could think of to shock people and to get attention. And I was watching you thinking, you know what? At some point, you're going to run out of ideas. And then what are you going to do to shock people? I mean, once you hit the ceiling, there's nowhere to go. And then you decided, you know what? I've shown everything. I've done everything. What can I do to shock people? I'm going to go the other way. And you did. That's when you decided to become a Muslim woman and cover everything up and wear the abaya and wear the hijab. You've shown every part of your body. You've shown yourself intoxicated. Where do you go from there? Cover it all up. And that did work for a while with shocking people, but it's like you got nothing else to shock us with. You've shown us all of your body. You've been disgusting. You've been vulgar. You've got nothing left in your shock toy box. Okay, there's nothing you can do.
but many Arab cultures follow Islamic culture. Yeah. Yeah, right, Firelink? Like,
And by the way, Foodie, Goose Chuck is still torturing me with your pictures from the Villa days. Hope you know that. Thanks, Goose. You suck.
I don't know. True. I mean, like, Christians are supposed to follow the guidance of the Bible and of Jesus and their prophet, and it's like, it's still all one God, you know?
Because I'm Muslim, Soda, and in the Quran it instructs you to. That's why. And yes, because my husband wants me to wear it. You know that. Why do you even ask?
He don't care. Salah doesn't care what you wear. He doesn't care what you do. He doesn't care where you go. He's got his life in Syria. You will never see that man again. He is happy. He wants you to let him go. He was probably hoping that if you came back to Canada, that you would just structure your life the way you wanted it, and you would just kind of like fade away into the background. Just pursue whatever it is you want to pursue. And by being happy in the life that you created, you would just quietly let him go. And you didn't do that. You're still talking about him. You're still showing pictures of the two of you. He was never your husband. He was never your boyfriend. He never loved you. He was just a paid for companion. You paid for his companionship. You got his companionship. When you left Syria, the contract was over. He's living his life now. And the only thing he wants from you anymore is your money. But he doesn't want you. He doesn't love you. If he loved you, Chantal, listen, you silly bitch. Listen to somebody who's older and wiser than you. If he loved you, you would be there. He'd be sending you a message saying, I really care about you. I can't be without you. Come on over. He'd want you near him. He wouldn't want to be separated from you. But the fact that he told you, hey, you're in Canada, you got a lot of work to do. I'll see you in 6 months. That tells me everything I need to know. That he doesn't care. That he was just trying to slowly push you away and delay dealing with you. Was it nice of him to string you along? No, it isn't. It's not nice to string somebody along, especially somebody who's mentally ill. It's not nice. It's not the correct way to handle it. You're not somebody that you're just simply heartbroken. You are mentally ill. You are unbalanced. You are unstable. You are unhinged. You can't give somebody who's unhinged and unstable even a shred of hope for a relationship because they will not let go. He needs to let go of you. And you need to let him. And stop this messed up online role-playing fantasy of he really cares about me and we're going on a trip. Girl, no, you're not. You're not going on a trip. And at some point, you're going to have to confess that there is no trip. There never was a trip. The only trip that you go on is in your head. That's the only way it's going to happen. You can go on vacation with Salah in your head. You can imagine it. You can think about it. But physically, it ain't going to come to pass. He's not going to go to you. You're not going to go to him. His family don't like you. You're not going to Malaysia. You'd be miserable there anyway. It's time to give this up. It's time to stop this nonsense.
Ask. You know? So. But that's the thing, Yazzie. Some are strict, some are not. But the ones who are strict should not be harassing the people who are not.
And by Chantal, I did a retro react not too long ago where you said outright the two of you weren't really married. So you're not even married. So he's not your husband. He's a single man. You're a single woman. Let him do his thing. There's no obligations between you. The two of you didn't even have kids together. Let him go.
Everyone, there's no compulsion in Islam. Everybody has the right to choose how they want to worship. So for someone to come in and be like, you're not doing this, you're not a real Muslim, who
the hell are you, as a mere flawed, sinning human, the right to tell anyone that? You know? His hijab is a choice, yes, but it is ordained by God, according to Muslims. You know? It doesn't bother me to wear the hijab at all. I don't feel oppressed. I don't feel anything like that. You know? I know, victim, yeah. But primarily wearing it for God. And of course, like, my husband prefers it, but
He doesn't prefer it. He's not even talking to you right now. He doesn't care what you do. Again, you are not his wife. You're not married to the man. He's in Syria, thousands of miles away. If you're wearing the abaya and the hijab for him, you might as well stop. You have no obligation to him. He has no obligation to you. Let this go. I'm sick to death of this storyline of like, he still cares about me. Girl, shut up. He does not. You would be by his side if he did care. And if he were a true husband, loving his wife, seeing the problems that you have, he would be with you, helping you work those problems out if he could. He's not there. You're not there. What does that tell you? He is not your partner. You are not his. He's in Syria. I'm sure he's with somebody else, very happy. Every time people do tarot readings on him, they see he's with somebody else. You need to accept that. And even if he's not with somebody, you are not the one. You will never be the one. Because if he were the one for you and you were the one for him, then when the two of you got together, you wouldn't fight so much. With you two, it's always a fight about everything. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you just have a lot of issues, a lot of baggage. It's too heavy for you to carry, and it's certainly too heavy for another person to carry. It's burdensome, and yet you won't offload some of the weight. You want someone to carry it. Well, guess what? Another human being is not obligated to carry the burdens and the problems of another person. And if you have a partner or you want a partner and you realize you have issues and you care, you'll get those issues solved. So when you go into a relationship, you're not going to burden down the person that you want to love. You want them to love you. At the same time, you expect them to carry a lot of weight for you. And I'm sorry, that is fucking unfair. Because it means the other person can't live their life. You want them to live for you versus live. That is unfair, Chantal. Very unfair.
yeah, Tiffany.
If Salah takes a wife, he wants a wife, a woman who can be an adult and take care of herself, not a 500-pound, overgrown, bratty, spoiled, rotten, bad-tempered toddler whose gluttony knows no bounds. He will never see you as an equal because you are not equal. You got a lot of growing up to do, a lot of maturing to do. You want someone to see you as a partner, as a wife, then you got to show that you can grow up and take care of yourself. Stop trying to infantize yourself and look for a man to be a father figure, a daddy, which is weird and gross. You're not looking for a partner, you're looking for a daddy. You're not fun to be around. Get out of that infant way of thinking.
But it's just like, I find that people like judge Muslims so much more. And I think it's because, like, Islam likes to come off as like a religion that's all encompassing, self-sustaining, with like diet laws, dressing laws, everything like that. So outwardly, when people see that, they judge each other. Oh, you're not wearing hijab right, sister. Like, dude, I just want to smack people like that. It's not your business. Maybe they're struggling to wear hijab and they pray all the time to Allah to give them the will to wear it or whatever. I don't know. You just don't know what's in someone's heart. You don't know what someone's going through. It's just, yes, you have to stop worrying about people. That's what I'm saying. And it's hard to do because, it's just really hard to do. I know this hijab is really not effective. You never go to church. I know people don't hold that standard on social media mostly. In public, no, of course people don't, do that to you, but I like, oh, sorry, baby. Sorry. I like to worship alone. I like to just, no, it's triggered by my direct experience, gal, with just scrolling through like Muslim talk and like having people come in here and try.
Again, I could be wrong, but I think all of this rage around beliefs and she's going out to the Muslim community saying that they judge her. This could strictly just be because she can't talk to Salah right now. She's misdirecting her rage.
Try to tell me what I'm doing wrong and how I'm not a Muslim, blah, blah, blah. I could never be submissive to men.
I mean, I could be wrong again, but maybe all this rage came because she talked to Salah and he said, like, this is during the time of Ramadan and you're being disrespectful to the Muslim faith. And maybe conversations she had with him led to all of this. I don't know.
It's not just about that. And that's mostly cultural too. Hey, Cocoa Bagels. Yeah, God knows what's in your heart. Oh, yeah, I see, Tiffany. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, has very loose rules, like with some things, but like a lot of it is written in the hadiths after how people should, like a guidance on how people should, like how many rakats to pray, this and that, like how you should eat with the right hand and all that kind of stuff. But that's like, to me, not as important as the Quran, honestly, if I'm quite honest with myself. We have free will, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Soda. I think it's not a secret he doesn't want you swearing, but he also fell in love with all parts of you.
And I disagree with love, the sound of rain. He fell in love with all parts of her, huh? Wrong. I'm not being a hater saying that. He did not fall in love with all parts of her. He fell in love with one part, her wallet, her purse, her bank account. He fell madly in love with that and the promises that she made to him, but not with her. He barely knew her. He barely started talking to her and immediately got involved with her, not even knowing her, not even meeting her even once. Who does that? And all the fighting and the disrespect, throwing the water on her face. Yeah, he really loved her. He never was in love with Chantal. It's always been a money arrangement.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
if he was so madly in love with her, why isn't she over there right now? We're going to keep going back to that. If he was so in love with Chantal, Why hasn't she gone back to Syria? I mean, if you love someone, you love them. You don't want to be away from them. Why did he tell her, you got to go back to Canada and fix your stuff? I'll check back with you in 5 months, 6 months, and we'll see what happens. I love you so much, but I want you to stay away from me for half the year.
Anyways, I mean, you know, I'm just not perfect, and I don't know. I'm not saying that I won't ever swear ever again. I'm sure there's tons of Muslims who swear, you know?
And I might be mean saying this, and I'm sorry, but I have to wonder. I really do have to wonder if Salah's been around Chantal for a while. He knows how she is. He knows about her food issue, that she's always wanting to eat. And she's got a lot of health issues going on, and they're only getting worse. He doesn't want to go against her publicly. He doesn't want things to get ugly. If he keeps pushing her off, maybe he was hoping that if I push her off long enough, if I stay away from her long enough, either A, she's going to lose interest. Maybe she'll find some other boy toy to focus on and leave me alone. Or her health is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until she's in a hospital. And then she won't be a threat. He's waiting for her to get to a place medically where she won't be online anymore, and she won't be an embarrassment, and she won't be able to issue threats or drop tea or anything. He knows the longer that he waits, the more weight she's going to gain, the worse off health-wise she's going to be.
Yeah. Nobody is. But people like to pretend they are. And they like to judge others. And it's just so annoying. I just feel like venting today. Do you know what I mean? Like, ugh. Hey, Ellen Dragonfly. Yeah, I'm venting. I wonder what they say about... Why do people judge Muslims for non-compliance? Anyway, hi.
Notice what she's not doing. 25 minutes into a stream, notice what she's not doing. She's not eating. And it's not because she's raging a million miles a minute. She's aggravated, sure. But notice that she's not eating. And look at her eyes. What'd you take tonight, Chantal? What is it that's keeping you away from food? Normally, when you get really angry and you're really going off like a full throttle, you're not thinking about food, but you're not full throttle yet. We're about a quarter of the way there. Not halfway, just a quarter. But you're not eating. You must have took something.
I'm just like, I can't say it as good as this can. Yeah.
Like, it's really weird to me that she claims to be a Muslim woman, and she's been a Muslim revert for years, and yet when it comes to talking about her faith, she can't use her own words. There's nothing coming from the heart. Like, if you're involved in a spirituality or a faith, wouldn't you be able to speak on it, have thoughts about it, have opinions about it? You would think so. But she has to go to Chat GPT to have thoughts. That's just weird. Got to use somebody else's thoughts when you're the one who's the revert.
Oh, and Windows Shop. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can record public. Exactly. I know my rights.
You don't have the right to stream on you don't have the right to stream on private property. You don't have the right to film people without their consent. Sorry, no, you don't. And you shouldn't be filming children. bitch. Keep the little ones off camera.
You're leaving for Kuwait for 3 months. Really? Oh, nice. Good luck. It's a very beautiful country. You want to see more of Canada? You will. Don't worry, Evan. We'll figure out where we can go. Don't worry.
Well, that's. I don't think so. I don't think you guys are going to see more of Canada over there. Chantal does not have a car. She's got the scooter, but she issued the whole "do your worst thing at Girl World." I'm sure from here on out she's going to be a bit paranoid to go to a mall or a fast food restaurant or the grocery store and live stream, because I got a feeling that people are going to be reporting her left and right when she steps into the store with that camera going. So you may not see more of Canada.
About it. There's lots of places. If I have to get permission prior for some places, I guess I'll just have to do that. And then they can report all they want.
Yeah, but you're not going to get permission because you hate dealing with people. I can't see you walking up to store personnel and giggling and saying, "Excuse me, can I get permission to film here?" I can't see that happening.
I drink water, yeah. So, yeah. Uh-huh. Don't. Skechers have new slip-on shoes and they're great. I like the slip-ons. Yeah, I need some. Shepherds. Crocs to match the scooter. You ain't nothing but a hound.
Nope, that's
Excuse me. The next Twitch bees tomorrow. Inshallah. Nike Go Flight. Oh, hi. What indeed? Oh, hi, baby. Dragonfly. Shellfish. Did you do iftar with the ISIS guy? I wasn't there for Ramadan. No, he was like military or something. Rebel. I don't know if he was ISIS or not. No, I didn't ask. Are you ISIS? No, I didn't meet ISIS. Habibi ya Noor Elaine? Oh, Amr Diab. My favorite Arabic song is... Hey, Quinlan. No, I don't support violence against kids. Where's your fish? Where's your fish? Where's your shrimpy? Where's your hot sauce? Where's Fuego? Where's Max?
Stop with the baby voice.
Ew, your breath stinks.
No, it doesn't. And if it does, you need to take her to a vet because cats don't have stinky breath. Said the same thing about BBJ. Oh, she had fishy breath. But you didn't take her to the vet.
Sorry, I just can't. Can you go away so that you don't look cute? Because it's bothering me. Is BG cute? She's got little boob. You have Steve Buscemi yet? Mobility Mary wouldn't have let those security guards kick her out. Yeah, I wasn't about to fight. I mean, I know that they have the right to refuse. And so... yeah. Lock him up in a pyramid. Already looking like a mummy. Been financially abused for 9 years. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. That's awful. The byword? There's no rules posted anywhere. Yeah, thank you, Evan.
No way they cared if you were there. The rules are ambiguous, yeah. They're probably not known very well, but they're there. They definitely called because they can't profile people like that. Right. You're right. No, they don't. You're wrong, Akasha. And I heard in the mic, like the walkie-talkie, like somebody definitely called.
Well, I heard, Chantal, that while you were at the mall, you had your camera pointed at a father with his children, and he looked none too pleased. So you're blaming the whole situation at the mall on Girl World and reactors, but it could have easily been somebody at the mall that you had your camera pointed at that had children that wasn't happy about you live streaming. You don't know what happened. And not only that, the mall that you went to, it was, very busy mall. They have security cameras everywhere, because they're looking for shoplifters. They're looking for anything weird. And then there's you, and you stick out like a sore thumb. And for the safety and security of their, patrons, they don't want to violate the privacy of anyone letting somebody live stream. So you can blame it on Girl World if you want, but it could be just like you had your camera pointed at everybody. You weren't pointing it at your face. You might have had your camera pointed at a family and they said, hey, go talk to this person. I'm not happy about this.
If we went in spring, we could walk to the canal. Oh, maybe. Hopefully.
And I think part of the reason why you got pissy at the mall, and I put any amount of money on this, that maybe some of your Foodie clients, they were persuading you to go to the mall, the other mall, make the trek all the way down there and sit in the food court and eat a bunch of food. And you might have gotten a big payout that day. But before you can get started, you got stopped. I'm sure they were all over you. Hey, we want you to go to this other mall with different food. Sit down and have a feast and we'll pay for it and we'll compensate you. And you didn't get the big payout that you wanted. I mean, what other reason could there be for you to get on a bus, go all the way there with your little foodie scooty? Why would you do all that unless you were getting paid? You don't do anything unless you get paid. So were you going down there for your Foodie clients? Is that what they requested of you during Ramadan? Some haram content, and you didn't get a nice big payout because you couldn't do what they wanted you to do? I think so.
Yeah, in spring, hopefully I'll be more in shape. I'm getting LASIK eye surgery. Oh, are you? I don't have any tips because I haven't had it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have a mall close to you with a food court. Why didn't you go there? It's because maybe the Foodies wanted you to go to the other mall with different food. I think it's great. You went all the way there, and then what you wanted to happen didn't happen. Well, that's a shame.
I know. Every single buddy they can. Yep. Oh, I'm soda? You can count on it. I promise. Accessibility audit. If people ask me why I'm filming, I'm going to simply say, because I can.
Chantal, something to keep in mind. Understand that there are different people in the world, and every person reacts differently to different situations. So if you put your camera in somebody's face, it may not end well. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying, like, some people just, react differently. And I wouldn't be tempting fate if I were you. Also, back to the mall conversation for a second. Understand that you went to a very busy mall on a weekend day, which means more people, which means more security, more scrutiny. And that's probably why you got caught.
So you're just filming for no reason? Yep. The reason is to film. Eye exercises. Like this.
You know what, Chantal, when you get online, you have one kind of energy. And then when you get in front of people, you have a different kind of energy. You don't keep the same energy. This tough talk, you don't have that same energy when you get in front of people. We've seen it before. You're a coward in front of people.
Film at a post office. I know, Strix Moon. I love when they do that. I hate when the people come up to the camera. Why are you filming me? What? You don't want to be in the camera, don't walk up to it. Go live in the lobby. Let's do let's do Charter of Rights audits. Canadian Charter of Rights audit. Let's see what the Canadian Charter of Rights says. All right, ChatGPT. Am I allowed as a Canadian, according to the Charter of Rights, allowed to film in public? Legally.
You know, I'm just going to make up a scenario, Chantal. What if you're filming in public and you got your camera in somebody's face, or you've got your camera pointed at someone? Like I said, different people react different ways. You might encounter that person that they got a hair trigger temper. They might be having a bad day. They might be really ticked off because you got your camera pointed at them. And they walk up and they smack both your cameras out of your hand. What are you going to do? That's what you use to make money. Then you're going to be out like over $2,000 for your phones and probably no money to buy another one. What if you get somebody so angry that they react in kind of a violent way? Not necessarily putting their hands on you, but all they can do is to mess up your entire world is to smack your cameras out of your hand. And they're damaged and you can't stream no more. You really want to tempt fate like that?
I got told not to at one mall, and I didn't. But it just depends. Salah got so mad, he's like, you're allowed. I'm like, they're allowed to tell you not to. Oh, True North Transparency. Thank you, Caitlin. Let me look that up. True North. Yay. Subscribe. I want to team up with this person and do these things. Outside is different, yeah. Call ahead and get permission. Yep. Tell them you're a Make-A-Wish. That's okay. Good night, Evan. Good luck. Basic. Oh, yeah, I remember Basic. That's cool. Yeah, I think you were always cool, eh? Time heals all the wounds. Yes. I haven't been blocked yet, and I've been watching since BB. Aw. You're pretty cool, Strix Moon.
So notice this attitude. Like, there are people obviously on Kick that have been following her since the BB days. Then later on, she says, I don't like the old crowd from before. I want a whole new crowd. So she can't decide whether she wants people from before talking to her and being part of the Beezer Club or not.
Hey, Scrape. I forget when you started chatting, Scrape. Scrape, go. I remember you coming in and always thinking, that person says weird things, but they're funny.
And this person's streamer and reviewer. I've been watching Chantal for years. I don't remember your name unless you were under a different name.
OG Beezer. Oh, yeah, my live stream probably, Deb. I can try to find it and watch it on tomorrow night if you want. I remember, hey, Sound Rain. Yeah. Yeah, I will for sure try to find old stuff, Deb. Basic, yeah, I remember. No, the schedule actually is a bit different. Really? Oh, wow. Yeah, the huge ones are like $100. Yep. They're like huge though. They're like good grief. Yeah, Vegas doll. Rosemary's Baby Mama, yeah. Bend Over. Remember the guy that had a Michael Jackson thing? What was his name? Yes. I don't remember what they got all mad about, but they're more wholesome anyways. Older women. Yeah, Bay Nation. Yeah. With Nattered, but then she would talk about, I think she went in his chat or something, I don't know. Your impression of Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane having an exorcism. These, like, desperate, weird women, I'm telling you, they're parasocial as hell. It's creepy. It's like they needed to reach out to the swordfish for some kind of, like, validation by trying to be, like, sexual. It's so gross. The guys, too, yeah. For sure. Some had to be trolls. Yeah, but some, like her, meant it.
And I hate taking up for Natter because I don't like him. But Chantal, at that time, he was a single man and you were a single woman. No matter how much you tried to claim him, he was never yours. Same thing as Salah is not yours either. So as a single man, he can do what he likes and you can do what you like. Same thing with Salah.
He probably led them all on. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. If you were breathing and you messaged him, that was enough. Did I think he was hot? When I first saw, no, I thought, oh my God, I'm like, I can't leave now. Because, the initial thought, I swear, wallah, I say wallah, swear to God. When I pulled up, his legs were like this skinny. These weird blue crackhead shorts from the Lost and Found bin. A weird t-shirt. His arms were even skinnier. His teeth were like, I had no attraction, like not even 1%. So no. But you know, after a while, you just somehow I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what was going on. Like, it was a joke of all time. You were looking for someone to control. It was a joke of all time because you and Natter underestimated each other. You looked at him and you thought he's just some skinny, stupid crackhead. I can get control of this one. I can make him my man. I can make him claim me. I can control him with my money. And he looked at you and thought, she's just some thirsty, love hungry, emotionally dehydrated broad. I can get all her money from her. And boy, did you guys figure out that you underestimated each other and you locked horns and you played power play games with one another, trying to get control. And to be honest, you loved it. You loved the competition. You loved the challenge. You were up for it. This was something you never dealt with before. A man who wasn't passive. You liked the challenge. You liked the drama of it all. If you didn't love it, if you didn't like it, why did you pursue it so long? And if you didn't like it and you didn't love it, why is it that even after 3 years, when you came back to Canada, you had him over at your house and he filmed that video? If you didn't like it, you didn't love it, why did you let it into your new house? Even after so long, you just couldn't help yourself. So you can say what you want about Natter and his looks. And I don't know what you ever saw in him in that way, but obviously there's still something there.
Like, I don't know if it was the drugs or the Baba Ganoush. I don't know what it was. But that veil has faded away. And
no, it hasn't. Girl, you were on your knees and hands and knees for him recently. Girl, quit it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Now I'm back to seeing the weird mummy. Yeah, no.
You know, it's really weird. You got different aspects to your personality. Chantal, the person, wants Natter, still wants Natter. Foodie, the online persona, wants Salah for the camera. Do I think that if you had the opportunity that you would want Natter for in front of the camera? Yeah, but you can't, because he got in trouble because of all this stuff you said about what he allegedly did to you. You came up with this abuse narrative, this storyline. You sold it to people, even though those of us in the know never bought it. Some of your beezers bought it. You kept that narrative going for years. So because of that, you canceled him out from being in front of the camera with you. You chose to do that. And you have your own aesthetic about what you want on camera with you. You're looking for a younger Arab man or Muslim man to be your partner. And Salah fits that part. But here's the thing. Salah don't want nothing to do with you. Time to let go. So Chantal wants Natter. Foodie wants Salah. But here's the joke of all time. Neither one of them want you. They want your money. You ain't got no money. They ain't got no more time. Salah's moved on with his life. Natter, it's like, time is money. So both of the men that you put the most effort and money into, that you treated as objects, well, they've moved on. You're all alone now. You made bad choices and bad decisions, and you are alone with them.
Spot. But when you do see them, they're cute. They're usually building dams. There's a 40-year-old man, 6'1", muscular and tattooed. Probably wouldn't believe you. Luke is my grandma. What? Oh, some cats are only.
Okay, she's going to be babbling from here on out. So we'll just cut it off here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.